Hello, I thought I'd do a walkthrough of a Regency-themed journal that I made a while ago, and I have not had a chance to do a proper walkthrough of. This is the cover. It's a single signature hardcover, linen cloth over hardboard, and then paper cover. This little design I am thinking of putting on the cover, but I haven't yet decided whether I want it centered, or probably more likely centered up here, or put it off center and up here, where it sort of allows more of the design to show up. Or part of me really just likes the plain background, so I haven't figured that out yet. But let me do the walkthrough of this Regency-themed journal. So I did up my own collage paper for the front and back cover, and used sewing trim, sewing braid. Is attached there, and it is a single signature. This is a heavy scrapbooking paper. This is handmade marbled paper from a lovely woman in Ottawa called Lyndon Lee Papers, and I added a piece of her lovely hand marbled paper in here. So this is, I wanted to do a very historical themed journal. So the images and the ephemera are all Regency themed. So this is an exhibition ball ticket from 1805 that I've used. You're a lovely Regency woman, and this page has, I've done some scalloping on some of the pages. It's tea-stained parchment paper. I've done ink design on some of the pages as well. This is just a piece of scrapbooking paper that I really like the design of. Or is this one I printed? Nope, that's a scrapbooking one, I think. This is a 18th century, sorry, late 18, early 19th century watchmaker's advertisement tucked in with this gentleman. Again, more sort of ink design work. A little tag of a lovely Regency lady with a book and a fan. And a bookseller's little journal card tucked into a Pride and Prejudice frontispiece. There's a little town ad here. Again, everything in this is from the late 17 or early 1800s. And in receipt, that's ephemera, and a public carriages, a White Horse Inn coaching advertisement, and details. The ephemera for this. I had a lot of fun doing this. I really wanted to do some a very historical feeling Regency journal with a very historical flair. So it does not have mundane, modern ephemera in it. Again, tea-stained pages, ink patterns done with ink and stencils. Another little journal card. This one is a haberdasher at the sign of the Hand and Pen in London, and a little fashion plate image tucked in behind this lovely Regency lady and this lovely ball scene. Lots of blank pages in this journal for writing on. This is actually from the estate of Jane Austen. This is actually a reproduction of an invoice from documents from the estate of Jane Austen. And lots of tea-stained pages. A staymaker card, little advertisement, a little Prince of Wales, because it's the Regency era. I thought it was, of course, I had to have a Regency feathers, Prince of Wales feathers and crown. This is the half page that you saw. This is the actual full invoice. Again, this is from the estate of Jane Austen, is where that image is from. Tucked in here, I've got a advertisement to get a subscription for a dress ball for 1811-1812 season. And then a little advertisement to get your fancy clothes for said ball. And lovely Regency elegant lady seated. More stenciling. I had a lot of fun tea spattering the pages. These ones are fairly heavily tea spattered. Some of mine are more light. This one I just went with the full, really antique-y feel. little journal card, which is the country dancing pamphlet, and this very elegant lady. And then you'll see that I found 2 vintage images of Regency people dancing, which will show you just how refined and elegant and demure the dances of the period were. You know, we tend to see these very stately dances. He don't look stately, she don't look stately, she don't look stately, they don't look stately. He's definitely not stately. I had a lot of fun finding those. I had to add those when I found them. This is another gentleman and lady's companion to country dances and cotillions from 1798. And then there's a little theater ticket for the Theatre Royal in Drury Lane, admitting to the boxes. Again, I really had fun looking for Regency era ephemera that I could add. Another sort of folded page you can use for journaling on the other side. It's the blank, again done on the parchment paper. And this one is also another piece from the Jane Austen, one of the documents found in Jane Austen's family estates. This is the center of, oh, is this 2? No, it's 1 signature. I was going to say this is just 1 signature. There's the center of the signature. Some lined pages. So there's lots and lots of room in this book. Sorry, I'm going off camera here. There's lots of room in here to write. The Book of Etiquette is a little tuck pocket. And then tucked in here, I actually have a Regency era, and I printed it out and then folded it as it had been folded when it was mailed. It's actually a Regency era letter to a physician in Scotland. And I will try to extract it. And I just printed out the one side. It's the bottom part of the letter, and then the address, and then it's blank on the other side, so you can use that to write like a little journal notes. You can also use this as a great pattern for, as a base for folding your own little notes to then send to your friends. A little fold-out page. Very dapper Regency gentleman with a invitation to the bachelor's ball in 1816, I believe that is. And he also has a admission to the pit of a ticket to the pit of Drury Lane from the time period. And then here I've got the folded up subscription invitation for a subscription request for dress balls for 1811, and I've tucked in there an invitation to the 1809 pleasure ball, as well as an invitation to an event at Almack's Club in London. Another Regency crown and feathers. Another dapper gentleman with a card for the circulating library of the time period. And then a young miss who has a another ticket to an event at, this is for Mr. Stokes' benefit in 1808 at the Drury Lane Theatre. Pride and Prejudice little tuck pocket with apropos, a bookseller's advertisement from the late 1700s, early 1800s. These are 2 little cards. Another one's another Drury Lane handwritten ticket tucked in there, and an exhibition ball invitation that I have tucked in. And this is a little tuck pocket fan with another little merchant's advertisement tucked in. And there's lots of room in here. You can tuck in whatever you like into these pockets. I have only added like one thing basically for most pockets. This is a little note paper you can tuck in, which is actually the first pages of Emma by Jane Austen. And another lovely vintage ball image. A very sweet little dancing Regency lady. And then tucked in the back, I've got the journal image, which is actually the same piece that I'm thinking of doing for the front cover. of a Regency lady writing at her desk. And then another very fine Regency lady with a reticule and a little turban headdress. And then at the very end, I've got another lovely lady in a day dress with a ticket to the British Museum for 1790. Slightly early, but it was the closest I could find in date. And again, there's the back cover collage and the front cover collage, and that's it. That is my little historic Regency journal. Thank you. If you're interested in this journal or anything else, just message me. Thank you. Bye.